When we think of US inventions, things like the light bulb or the airplane usually come to mind. But did you know that the fire escape was also a US innovation? Designed in 1887, this simple yet life-saving invention changed building safety forever. In today's video, we're counting down the top 10 inventions from the United States that have shaped our world in surprising ways. From groundbreaking technology to everyday essentials, let's dive into the inventions that showcase American ingenuity at its best. 10 inventions by the USA. Swim fins invented by Benjamin Franklin. Swim fins, also known as fins or flippers, are blade-shaped extensions worn on feet or hands for use in water. They aid movement in aquatic sports such as swimming, surfing, and underwater diving. Swim fins are typically made of rubber or plastic. Benjamin Franklin invented wooden swim fins in 1717. His original design consisted of 10-inch long and 6-inch wide pallets. Contrary to today's version of rubberized swim fins worn on the feet, Franklin's swim fins were originally intended for use on a person's hands. Shaped like lily pads or an artist's paint palette, they helped attain greater speed with each stroke. Franklin has since been posthumously honored by being inducted into the International Swimming Hall of Fame. Oliver Evans invented the amphibious vehicle. An amphibious vehicle is one which can be used on land or water. The self-propelled variant was invented by Oliver Evans, who named it the Auructor Amphibious. Its steam-powered engine drove either wooden wheels or a paddle wheel, used as a means of transport on land and in water. Evans demonstrated his machine in Philadelphia's Center Square in 1805, built on commission from the Philadelphia Board of Health. Evans's steam engine differed fundamentally from later models, operating at a high pressure, 25 or 30 pounds. Many years later, Evans's invention would be sold off for parts. On July 16, 2005, Philadelphia celebrated the 200th anniversary of Oliver Evans's Auructor Amphibious. Many historians describe Oliver Evans's invention as the United States' first land and water transporter. The cash register invented by James Ritty is a device for calculating and recording sales transactions. When a transaction was completed, the first cash registers used a bell that rang, and the amount was noted on a large dial on the front of the machine. During each sale, a paper tape was punched with holes so that the merchant could keep track of sales. Known as the incorruptible cashier, the mechanical cash register was invented and patented in 1879 by James Ritty of Dayton, Ohio. John H. Patterson bought Ritty's patent and his cash register company in 1884. The zipper, invented by Whitcomb L. Judson, is a popular device for temporarily joining two edges of fabric. Zippers are found on trousers, jeans, jackets, and luggage. Whitcomb L. Judson was an American mechanical engineer from Chicago who was the first to invent, conceive of the idea, and to construct a workable zipper. Using a hook-and-eye device, Judson intended for this earliest form of the zipper to be used on shoes. He also conceived the idea of the slide fastener mechanism in conjunction with the invention of the zipper. Patents were issued to Judson for the zipper in 1891, 1894, and 1905. Volleyball, invented by William G. Morgan, is an Olympic sport in which two teams of 6 active players are separated by a net. Each team tries to score points against one another by grounding a ball on the other team's court under organized rules. William G. Morgan invented the sport first known as mintonette in 1895 while studying at a YMCA in Holyoke, Massachusetts. It was later renamed volleyball by Alfred S. Halstead. A convertible is a type of automobile invented by Ben P. Ellerbeck, in which the roof can retract and fold away, having windows which wind down inside the doors, converting it from an enclosed to an open-air vehicle. Many different automobile body styles are manufactured and marketed in convertible form. Ben P. Ellerbeck conceived the first practical retractable hardtop system in 1922, a manually operated system on a Hudson coupe that allowed unimpeded use of the rumble seat even with the top down. The tampon invented by Earl Haas is a mass of absorbent material into a body cavity or wound to absorb bodily fluid. The most common type in daily use is disposable and designed to be inserted into the vagina during menstruation to absorb the flow of blood. The ancient Egyptians first invented disposable tampons made of softened papyrus around 2500 BC. The ancient Greeks followed this with tampons made from lint wrapped around a small piece of wood. But it was not until 1929 that Earl Haas of Denver first invented the modern tampon with an applicator. Dr. Haas submitted the design for patent in 1931, and in 1936, the tampon was first sold in the United States. He later gave his invention the brand name Tampax, which is still one of the main tampon brands today. The radio telescope invented by Carl Gunther Jansky is a form of directional radio antenna used in radio astronomy. They differ from optical telescopes in that they operate in the radio frequency portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, where they can detect and collect data on radio sources. Radio telescopes are typically large parabolic or dish antenna used singularly or in an array. Carl Gunther Jansky started the field of radio astronomy serendipitous in 1932 when his directional antenna found radio static that he later identified as coming from the Milky Way. The bass guitar invented by Paul Tutmark is a stringed instrument played primarily with the fingers or thumb, either by plucking, slapping, popping, tapping, or thumping, or by using a plectrum. The bass guitar is similar in appearance and construction to an electric guitar, but with a longer neck and scale length and 4, 5, or 6 strings. In 1936, the Audiovox Bass, the earliest electric solid-body bass guitar made out of walnut and neck-through construction, was invented by Paul Tutmark of Seattle, Washington. Later, in 1951, the bass guitar was perfected when Leo Fender introduced the precision bass, a fretted solid-body instrument. The bazooka invented by Edward Uhl and Leslie Skinner is a shoulder-fired, man-portable recoilless rocket anti-tank warfare weapon that has a solid rocket motor for propulsion, allowing for high-explosive and high-explosive anti-tank warheads to be delivered against armored vehicles, machine gun nests, and fortified bunkers at ranges beyond that of a standard thrown grenade or mine. The bazooka was co-invented in February 1942 by Edward Uhl, then a lieutenant in the United States Army, and Colonel Leslie Skinner. Thanks for joining us on this journey through some of the most remarkable inventions to come out of the USA. From groundbreaking technology to everyday conveniences, these innovations have truly shaped the world as we know it. But we're not stopping here. In our next video, we'll explore 10 incredible inventions from another country that have left their mark globally. You won't want to miss it. So, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and we'll see you soon with more world-changing ideas and inspiring inventions. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.